Hey guys, Staci Hutch, Say Too Much. We are so excited to take the tour of the Taco John's Test Kitchen. I am so stoked, I can't wait, and I hear there's gonna be food.
And we get to try things that are going to be new on the menu that we'll have to keep secret from you for now. But I'm excited because I didn't even know this thing was here. It's right here in the Twin Cities, and you probably don't know it's here either.
It's a secret. Shh. Let's go. It must be nice because a lot of stores in their kitchens don't have any windows and
Correct.
don't have, you know.
But it gets hot in here, I bet.
It does. It does. You kind of feel it a little bit.
A little bit.
Most days we do have to blinds down. But, and then here's our kitchen overlay. So we partnered with a company about 3 years ago on what is going to be the most efficient kitchen for Taco John's. We took about 12 inches off the assembly line, so team members are taking less steps as they're building. We went from a flat top or plancha heating for our tortillas into a conveyor toaster. So we went down from 20 seconds to 6 seconds.
Wow.
Go ahead.
So this is set up how Taco John's kitchens in the future, or should be set up. Or
Yes.
they're not currently set up now that way?
In the stores.
New restaurant openings and any internal remodels are set up this way.
So this is how they're going to do it at the restaurants all around the country so that you know what they're dealing with.
Correct.
Nice.
And that's where we did the other side over there for any legacy kitchens,
Okay.
so that we can mimic
Okay.
the older models.
Cool.
So both sides are set, for the most part, they have the same type of equipment.
Exactly.
Got it.
Cool. Okay.
Jumping over here, a lot of our legacy kitchens would utilize a water thermalizer, I think of like a heavy-duty sous vide, and microwave cooking to retherm our products. We transferred into combi ovens. So it's 275, 100% steam, so we're keeping the moisture in the product, and it's a more gentle cook on the product. We took out the steam wells that were in our legacy kitchens into these Merkle holding units. So now it's a much more inviting environment for team members to work on. You're not getting the constant steam. You don't have the humidity building up within the kitchens.
Your hair doesn't go flat.
There you go. And then this is a fun one. So Brian enjoys potato olays.
Oh, yes.
Current legacy kitchens, they take the bag out, they shake it over this pan, they put it into the fryer, you get excess sediment built up with the oil that integrates. This is a potato olay dispenser. So what it is, it's a frozen cavity that we pull the potato olays in. And the team members, all they have to do is come over here, put the basket in. There's a little button back here, and it dispenses already decided on weight.
Oh.
So it'll do a half basket. All the excess sediment goes down to the bottom, and then the team members just come right back.
Wow.
So it's perfect every time.
We go.
Yeah.
And then we took our double-sided grills. So we have grills that you open up to do your quesadillas and your grilled burritos to these Mary Chef ovens. And we took out, it's typically a mechanism when you open the door, this top platform raises up, and then when you close the door, it comes down. We took that out, and now it's just a natural weight going into it.
Oh, okay.
It says door is open. In case you didn't know, beep beep, door's open.
So feel free to take a seat. And let's start getting
It's
some
time.
insight.
It's time.
Food is coming.
So, the potato olays, no one really does hash browns throughout the day or as a side, really, right?
Correct. I would say the one that does is a fairly large chicken chain with excellent customer service. But
I
they're
never know
just
that.
seasoned with salt, where we have our signature potato olay seasoning on top of it.
Brings me back
Oh, it's so good.
to the
Especially the cheese.
best days of my life and forward.
Yeah, 98% of our potatoes are grown within Minnesota.
Really?
And we utilize 10 different varieties for potato olay itself. And it's a blend between shredded potatoes and mashed potatoes. So you get the crispy exterior kind of with that soft interior.
Wow.
How do you keep the quality consistent across all brands? Is it the same supplier?
Same supplier and strong quality assurance team. So, we evaluate the supplier 4 times a year on our top 10 items. So, potato olays and nacho cheese being one of our highest movers, we get product directly from the production facility to ensure that they're meeting our required spec.
I was telling these guys that a million years ago, when we were all young and broke, a friend of ours went out with his meager or whatever few dollars he had to go buy potato olays. And he came back and we're like, "Where's your olays?" He said, "I got mugged." We're like, "They took your money?" "No, they took my olays." And we were furious.
Who gets credit for the Olays? Who created them? This has been around since the store's inception, or
So, Taco John's started in 1969. They had first started with a filled potato olay. So think of like a tater tot that had refried beans or cheese in them.
Ooh, what a good idea.
Consumers were burning their mouths because they were too hot once they were fried. So it took them off the menu. Potato olays then came back in 1979. And from there, it's kind of been history.
Same kind of
Same formula, same seasoning.
This is the best. Have you had one of these? Oh, let me tell you, the tacos here are just
Crispy meat? Oh, yeah.
Crispy beef, so it has our signature TJ taco meat. It's got mild sauce, cheddar cheese, and lettuce. And then it has our masa for tortilla shells that we fry in-house daily. One fun item about it is we developed it to have a localized bite. And what that means is when you bite into the tortilla, it's not going to crack down the center, it's not going to fall apart, it's going to hold its structure.
How do you do that?
A lot of science.
Great secret. This is my favorite.
You're a crunchy or a tortilla guy?
Depends on the mood. Depends on the mood.
See, the reason why I never really got crunchy was because I'm trying to make Asian tacos. And so it would just fall apart, all over the place. That's crazy that you've been able to create something like that.
That is pretty cool.
Is that proprietary or are you?
It is.
Okay.
Yep. Same with the taco meat. Same with the mild sauce. Same with the olays. Same with the cheese.
Don't forget the sauces.
Oh, yes.
We have a mild and a hot sauce.
And that comes on the taco.
Mild sauce does. It is a different formula.
Oh.
So the one on there is very tomato based. This one is tomato based with about 4 different peppers included in it. So it's got a little bit more spice to it.
So,
I'm going to finish this later.
I know.
Because I know there's going to be more.
I know. I'm trying to
Place
myself.
Yeah, because I know there's more food coming.
Are you both from Minnesota? I guess. How do you know Taco Bell?
Well, I grew up in North Dakota, but I've lived in Minnesota now longer than I did.
Okay.
So I consider myself Minnesotan now.
I've been here since 2006.
Okay.
But I started when I moved here in Mankato. And you couldn't go a mile without seeing a taco place. There was 3. I think one just closed in North Mankato.
Yes.
But there were 3, and you would just, and there's one Taco Bell. I think I was singing, so that was my first. And they have singing Tigos down there and all that stuff, but Taco John's is just always packed.
Great chili cheese burrito.
Yeah.
That's what they're known for.
That's what they're known for, but you walk in, you're like, I don't know if I want to eat here. They still have the old school, and you wonder who's cleaning the place, and and
It's
so.
like your dive bar with all the pull tabs and whatnot.
How much of your job is not only creating the food and quality, but creating,
Like new ideas?
and then even just figuring out new equipment, new equipment.
I would say as we're developing new products, probably about 25%.
Okay.
So we'll do a lot of the work on the culinary side of looking at smallwares, looking at equipment. As we get to a point of okay, we're starting to feel comfortable with this, we'll partner with our cross-functional teams, operations, training, to ensure we're not missing anything. Because we want to keep the team members in the back of our minds as we're building, because as you pointed out, we create things, we need 40,000 people to mimic exactly what we do on a consistent basis.
So it can't be
And
super
fast.
hard. And,
There's that too.
Yeah. Are you guys timing yourselves and you're like, okay, that took me, or you have an internal clock? I'm sure it's that was a little too long.
We do barrel testing, as we call it. So we get the teams together, and we're in here taking, let's say, this item and doing 60 builds of it.
Okay.
And we're doing fast, we're doing slow to get kind of that average.
You're simulating drive-through, you're simulating customer walk-ups and kind of.
Yep, lunch, dinner, middle of the afternoon.
Okay.
It's fun.
Where'd you guys start? Where did you?
I started at actually Williams-Sonoma as a sales manager and kind of fell in love with food, selling great products to consumers. Then I went to Report on Blue, Mendota Heights, over by the airport before it closed. And then helped open Soprano's Italian Kitchen, the Gray House, which was off of Lindale Lake Street. Became sous chef for the Target headquarters downtown. And then did 5 years of menu development, actually, with Mentor Building for Buffalo Wild Wings. And then I've been here 3 years, October.
Do you kind of feel like a mad scientist a little bit sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. More just like it gets to play with food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had all sorts of jobs. I worked in professional development, bike shops. And then I took 5 years to raise my kids. So I have 3 kids, 11, 9, and 5 or 6. And then kind of getting back into the workplace was doing school lunch, St. Louis Park High School. So I was in the kitchen. I had the same schedule as my kids. I had summers off while I looked for that next step. I knew Brad personally, and he thought I'd be a good fit here, so he brought me up.
That's awesome.
So this so the school lunch was like your first foray in food?
No, I read a lot. I'm a pretty big time food nerd.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of books, a lot of cooking podcasts. And when I worked in the bike shops, I was more or less running the cafe center. So I've always been into food.
So it's just kind of been like your side interest anyway. So, well, that's cool.
Yeah, that I was trying to make the main interest, and worked out.
That's awesome.
And now we have a cook at TacoJohns.com.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's cool.
All right, jumping into the next round here. So this is a item that was in test in the Minneapolis market. It's launching nationwide from September 10th.
Look at me. Yeah.
This is our beefy loaded cheddar crunch taco. So it's got nacho cheese, TJ taco meat, potato lays, and shredded lettuce. But the beauty about it is the shell. So it's a potato flatbread. So it's utilizing potato flour. You get a crispy exterior with a soft interior bite. Coated in aged cheddar cheese and shredded hash browns.
Oh my word.
How long did this take from idea to obviously texture?
Right around 20 months.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
So the largest challenge was ensuring that we apply a gum system to it to make sure the potatoes adhere throughout the transportation, throughout the frying process, and then developing a specific basket that can house that product and keep the coating intact.
So that basket is specific for this.
Correct.
That's it.
Yeah,
Wow.
to the point where I went to Menards and bought doll rods to figure out what that inside diameter should be.
You are mad scientist.
Yeah.
This has to be one of the coolest jobs, honestly. Like, I'm sure you have your frustrations like any job, and there's, different things, but it's pretty cool.
It has its ups, it has its downs, but we're playing with food. So
Do you know what you're getting into every day? Do you have a plan of this is what we're doing today, or you kind of...
I would say top line, yes, but depending on the business need, it can change instantly. I'll say I threw a lot of curveballs at Andy with minimal amount of time, and we get through it.
You also don't know when you're going to show up and some product wasn't manufactured correctly and everyone's complaining about it. So when that happens, that tends to kind of stop whatever we're doing to figure that out.
Okay, so do you recreate the problem?
Yeah, sometimes I try to. Like if it's something that we feel people are doing wrong, we would try and recreate the problem. If it's the sauce wasn't made correctly, super hot, for example, it's not spicy.
Yeah.
We request samples from the distribution centers that are housing that product. We take a look at it, work with the manufacturer, and see what we can do to get things back on track.
I don't know how you guys stay so fit. I would be so big and bloated if I worked here.
Well, fun thing is we're actually doing a July walking challenge as a company.
Oh.
We got teams of 4, and we have to hit a certain amount of steps.
Are you guys winning, or you?
Right now, yes.
You're beating the marketing people, right?
Yeah,
We're on different teams, actually.
We're beating the operations people.
Okay, all right, good.
It's always on their feet.
We were talking earlier too, when it comes to quality and cost, it doesn't seem like you're skimping on on food. You know, you're not
I
skimping.
mean, that's a huge.
That's gonna be a meal.
Yeah.
You know, for what was this price point?
Beefy loaded is at $4.29, and the next one that you'll be tasting, the chicken club, is $4.99.
Still under $5, and that's gonna fill someone up.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
We had consumers buy both versions because they're two totally different eating experiences, and they're like, next time I'm gonna come back just for one because it is so much fun.
Yeah. That is it. That's huge.
So chicken club, you got cheddar cheese, chicken, ranch, bacon, lettuce, tomato, just kind of your classics.
And that's a different kind of ranch. It doesn't seem like it's just a regular ranch dressing. Made with you? Did you guys make it, or?
We didn't make it similar to a product that we previously had.
Wow, that's very good. I'm already getting cold.
And all of these items that you're trying have gone through the consumer testing. So we have the consumers come in, sit in those cubicles on the other side, to ensure we have the right products moving forward.
Ross is gonna be happy in a little bit.
I know.
Best day of my life.
What's something you created that we're so excited about that you love?
Specifically for the Taco John's, I will say the hot sauce packets. They've been out for a while. The cheddar crunch, just because it's been a labor of love for the past 20 months.
Yeah. And what's an average drive-through time that you want from order to?
Yeah, that's people
For
are-
building specifically,
Yeah.
we want to stay right around 57 seconds.
Okay.
In total, right around under 2.5 minutes.
Okay. And that doesn't include the guy going, hold on one second. Let me, yeah.
Unfortunately, it does.
Well, it does. Okay. And then they're like, can I add, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, just pull around again, like.
Well, and that's where, menu design, merchandising, all the approach, signage, and POP, we're hoping that, guests are coming for their favorite thing that they always order. Or we've done a great job of convincing them on the way up to the speaker box so they know, I want that cheddar crunch taco because look how good that thing looks. I didn't know about it until I got here, but now I want it.
Yeah.
But it's a very real thing. I think other brands have done some social media jokes about
yeah. I mean, I'm usually, because I'm one of those where I know what I want, get what I want, and I'm sitting there going, what are you else? You just come on, and
But the amount of touch points that they have, you don't think that way.
wow,
You feel at the end of it, you're like, it's just like any other QSR chain.
You literally order from a human, go pay, talk to another human,
And they know your name.
and then, wow. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, you're right, you are. And is that because they're a quality chain as well, so it takes
Quality chain and an extremely strong customer service. They focus on the customer, and that's all they do. I mean, if you go inside, it's pretty minimal what they have. They have tables, chairs, kind of a lot of decorations. And they're focused on people like us.
2 lanes in the drive-thru, 3 lanes in the drive-thru.
Oh yeah, the new one in
Massive.
Eden Prairie that they just built up for like in 2 seconds, and it's just you see the line, but you realize it's moving.
Do people just go to the drive-thru? They don't go in?
I don't go in ever. If I go,
All right. Last item on the docket is our churro. So we had a full-size churro for many years. Took it off the menu, went to churro bites, took those off the menu. We had a request to bring the churro back. So this is a true traditional Spanish-style churro. It's produced in Spain. Comes over here. We fry it in 20 seconds and then season it with our cinnamon sugar.
I spent $20 last week in Disney World with my kids on 2 churros.
No.
Yeah, that you pick it up and it goes, and then you're chewing for hours and hours and hours because they just sit in that heater, and that's crazy that you're able to get this from Spain, have it at the price point that it's at, knowing how far it has to travel, and the quality's still there, That's insane.
So sugary.
But these, I bet these freeze really well. These recook very well after they
They do.
They just
So-
send the dough, or do they send?
They send, so it's already par fried, as we call it. So the manufacturer extrudes it, goes through a fryer for a certain amount of time, and then it's frozen. We have the opportunity to fry it from frozen, but it's too long of a cook time.
Got it.
So we want to think, how do we?
That's what it looks like when you get
Yeah,
it.
so that's what it looks like before.
Oh, okay.
So it comes in frozen, we thaw it before it goes in the fryer.
Okay. Every store thaws it for a certain amount of time. Okay.
This would go great with ice cream.
Oh, that's good. You had the mini ones. Didn't you guys have mini churros?
We did, and we took those off. So we had a period of time with no churros, and the guests were requesting full size.
Were the donuts in between the churros?
Mexican donut bites have always been on the menu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they've
So
always
you still had a dessert option.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know they came from Spain.
That's kind of sexy.
It is. That is very interesting that you're, again, it goes to that quality. You know, how do you get that message of quality across? Again, like when I have kids, no offense to my kids, they're not caring about quality. So I'm looking at value with them.
But you still want to know that you're giving them something that's not
Correct. Yes.
awful.
Yes.
Messaging is really fun because there's only so many things we can tell people in the amount of time that we have their attention, and so we really have to dig in on what's the most important thing. If someone kind of double clicks on it and wants to learn more, what else can we tell them? So, with the churro as an example, you look at our menu description and how we try to talk about it when we have it on broadcast, and it's, we're talking about an authentic Spanish churro. Fried fresh in store, dusted with cinnamon sugar. It's kind of marketing language, but it's true.
Let us know.
Yeah.
We will
Yes.
happily talk about the churros all the time.
Well,
We
we
endorse it.
do advertise on the
Yes, you do, yeah.
Hopefully you hear our ads.
Oh, we hear them because they're at the top and at the bottom. They're always sandwiched in,
We're like,
on the
did we
other.
just hear that?
Yeah, yeah.
We had talked a minute about it.
It's smart to sandwich like that.
It must have been about 3 weeks ago. I get a call from my neighbor, and then Andy gets a call from somebody saying, "Hey, they're talking about Taco John's on KS95 and how they can get into the test kitchen."
We're like, we're getting visitors.
You're the only ones that invited us, so we
We're whining and crying.
we threatened about General Mills. They've
I
never
wanted
let
to
us
go
go.
to the Dairy Queen
It's
one
hard to
too.
do.
Is it? Yeah. Well, it's funny actually. One time we were talking about General Mills because the morning show gets all this stuff,
Yeah, we send them all the cereals and stuff.
and they send them all the cereals, and they got a whole bunch of cereals one day, and we just started complaining.
We're like, hey,
And I wasn't
liver?
I wasn't expecting cereals. I was just complaining, and I forget that Minnesota is home to 3M, and there's
Also
some
me.
pretty big people that listen.
Yeah. We're like, oops.
Yeah, and so then all of a sudden the next day, boxes of cereal just show up, and I'm like, I can't eat all this, but thanks,
Ask and you shall receive.
I guess, right?
So then I was like, RF Mueller, I wish I had a big bathtub full of diamonds. Didn't get any diamonds.
But no, this is, yeah.
But I did get some jewelry that I created. That was fun. I didn't wear it. It was fun.
This was awesome. I'm
Very awesome.
super jealous of what you guys did.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for
Yes.
cooking. And
Well, we appreciate you guys
We're gonna get you guys some
advertising for
doggy
us
bags,
too. It's awesome that you guys appreciate the value of radio, because I don't think people always just assume, they listen to podcasts, but the research you guys have researched, still 95% of people have interactions with radio.
Yeah.
And and maybe you don't even know you're doing it. You're just, it's on the smart speaker stuff.
I think during the pandemic, somebody actually said it out loud. I wish they had a podcast that would be live, so we'd know when this pandemic stuff is changing. You mean radio?
free radio?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was fun.
That was super fun.
Guys, we wish you could be with us, but we are full. We gotta go take naps.
Yeah.
But it was really, really good. So we can't wait to see you on the next Staci Hutch Say Too Much.
And don't forget, the next time you go to Taco John's, you get the sexy Spanish churro.
Oh, it's so